What's up everyone, I'm Callum on Toast, and in today's video I've got 3 insane challenges to show you guys, so you're all in for a real treat with this one. Now before we go any further with the video, if you could take just a couple seconds of your time to leave a like on this video, that would be hugely appreciated. I put so much time and effort into getting these 3 challenges done, so if you could leave a like then I would love that, and thank you so much. If you're not subscribed yet and you want to see more content like this, then make sure you subscribe and then also turn on post notifications. That way you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video, which is usually every other day. I'd even go as far as saying that this is one of my most ambitious video ideas ever, and these 3 challenges on their own would be really insane videos, but to have them all together, I really think that this video is one of my best yet. So once you watch the video, if you do really enjoy it, then share it with your friends, share it with your family, share it with your local communities, whoever you know that plays Pokemon Go, because this is seriously a banger of a video. So let's talk about the motivation for these 3 challenges. You've seen the thumbnail and the title of the video, so I'm sure you will have guessed that I recently hit level 49 in Pokemon Go. I actually hit it during the Silph Community Day back in January. I think it was triple catch XP, so I gained a ton of XP and finally hit level 49. I'm just 1 level away from the maximum level in Pokemon Go now, and as well as needing a whopping 30 million XP in order to reach level 50, there's also 4 tasks, just like with every other level past level 40, that I need to complete in order to level up. So you'd certainly think that the level 50 task would be the toughest, most time consuming task in the entire Go Beyond update, and when you look at the first task here, make 999 excellent throws, that certainly meets the expectations for the task. In order to hit level 50, that's going to take an absolute age to complete, unless you seriously grind it out, which I know that the front runners for the race to level 50 certainly did, and I think some of them did it in like less than a day, which is absolutely insane. But then when you look at the 3 remaining tasks, they certainly fall way short of those expectations, and we're going to focus on the Team Rocket Leader task in today's video. So the task is as follows: defeat a Team Go Rocket Leader 3 times using only Pokemon with 2500 CP or less. So in other words, use Ultra League Pokemon or lower in CP to take on a Team Rocket Leader 3 times. So I'm just going to go out there and say that this is the most pathetic challenge in the entire Go Beyond update. When you think that for the level 44 or maybe level 45 requirements, we had to defeat 50 leaders. That was a proper grind, and this time around we only have to defeat 3. And yes, I know there is a CP cap, but the 2500 CP cap might as well not be there, because it doesn't make it any harder than using maxed out Pokemon, because to be honest, I'm often using Ultra League Pokemon to beat the leaders anyway, just because in terms of efficiency, type resistances, coverage moves, the Ultra League Pokemon that I already have powered up are often better than some of the higher CP Pokemon that I have. So yeah, I just think that is absolutely BS really. And the crazy thing to me is that this task actually used to be Great League Pokemon, so 1500 CP or less, and for whatever reason they decided to change it. I can't imagine anyone complained about that, because that's still not very difficult. Even if you go back to the time when Cliff had Shadow Aerodactyl in the lead, or when Sierra had Shadow Lapras in the lead, it just says defeat a Team Go Rocket Leader 3 times. It's not specifically saying that you need to beat all 3 leaders. So if you wanted to, you could have just picked on the Beldum instead, and that would have been so much easier. And yeah, I don't see how anyone would think that is a task worthy of being a level 50 task. Like, it's a complete joke. So, seeing as I am a content creator that focuses primarily on Team Rocket content, I thought I would ask you guys if there are any adaptations I could make to this task in order to make it a proper challenge, and I got a lot of really good suggestions, but the one I decided to go for, which I wasn't even sure if it would work, was to use 250 CP Pokemon or less, because obviously that is 10 times less than the actual requirement, so it is a proper challenge. I did start trying to get this challenge done, but the leader lineup switched just a few weeks after the Silph Community Day, so I wasn't able to get all three done, so I started again with the new leader lineups, and that's what you're going to be seeing in today's video. So we're going to start off with my challenge against Sierra. Generally, Sierra is the much easier leader because Poliwag just doesn't hit very hard at all, and especially if it's got Mud Shot, then even something that's taking super effective damage from it isn't going to be taking that much damage. I've actually already seen people complete the Silph Flex IV challenge, which is where you use two 10 CP Pokemon as sort of sacrificial swaps, and then a final 150 CP Pokemon or less in order to take on the leader. And in this case, it's like fairly comfortable to do it with either a Scyther or a Vespiquen because of that triple resistance to the Mud Shot damage from Poliwag, and as well as having access to charge moves that are firstly very spammy and also can increase your attack, and as well having two Pokemon in the back that are doubly weak to bug typing. Yeah, it just makes it pretty comfortable to do a challenge like that. And so 250 CP Pokemon versus Sierra should be no problem, so I decided that I'm going to make it a little bit harder, since that 250 CP is what I want to do for all three leaders. So I decided to go up against Shadow Lapras in the middle, and I'm even up against a Firefang Houndoom in the back, just to make it that little bit harder, because otherwise this challenge wasn't too difficult. And with that being said, let's get into the first challenge now. So we're entering the first challenge against Sierra. We lead with a Nidorina, and we're going to instantly switch into the Servine here. We've got Vine Whip and Leaf Tornado. Leaf Tornado has a 50% chance to decrease the opponent's attack by 2 stages. We didn't get it on the first attempt, but that's okay because we're going to be able to throw 2 more before the Servine eventually goes down. We do get it on the second attempt, so that's really good. And we're going to throw a third charge move here. We've almost fully undercharged this. We get the second debuff, and now the Servine has done its job, so we don't need it anymore, and we're going to let it go down there. We're going to come in with the Hitmonchan, and these Mud Shots aren't doing very much damage now because we've debuffed the Poliwag's attack by 4 stages. We throw 3 counters there, switch into the Nidorina, and we get the perfect farm down here. We're going to throw 4 Poison Stings before throwing the Poison Fang. Each Poison Fang is going to lower the Lapras's defense by 1 stage. And now after each charge move, we're going to throw 2 Poison Stings and then pause for a split second, just so that we give the clock enough time to run down so that we can actually switch out of this matchup after the 4th and final Poison Fang. And you see there, the clock did just pull up as we wanted to switch out there, so that was perfect. We throw the Power Up Punch there, 2 counters and another Power Up Punch. And now we're going to go for a close combat at this point. And this is going to do massive damage to the Lapras, and there, 3 more counters, takes it out. We get the perfect farm down. We're going to go for a close combat here. This will almost do 50% to the Houndoom because it has much lower defense. And then the clock just does come up once again, and we can switch into the Nidorina, get off a Poison Fang, lower the defense, throw another Poison Fang before this Nidorina goes down. And you will see here that the Houndoom is running Fire Fang, so that makes it a little bit harder. We get to the close combat, and at this point that's going to take out the Houndoom. So that was a crazy challenge to start things off, and don't worry, the 2 remaining challenges are just as crazy, if not even more so. So let's get into the challenge against Cliff now. So once again, we're going to be using Leaf Tornado because that attack debuff is just so good. but this time we're using Smeargle. Smeargle double resists the licks from Teddy Ursa. Teddy Ursa actually hits considerably harder than the Poliwag does, so we do need something like Smeargle that's super bulky given its CP and can just spam out charge moves like this. I'm running Lock On, and I got that from photobombing a Porygon 2 that was a Shadow and it had Frustration. We've already got the 2 attack debuffs here, so we're just going to keep on spamming out these Leaf Tornadoes until we go down, just for some extra chip damage. But Smeargle has done its main role, and that was to lower the attack so that we can come in with a Hitmonchan, and you'll see how much damage these licks do. But fortunately, or not fortunately, I guess it was well planned out from me, that the Teddy Ursa threw a charge move just before it went down, and again we bring in the Scrafty and we just barely counter it down. And now we're going to go for an Acid Spray here. That's going to lower the Marowak's defense by 2 stages, and we're going to get off a second Acid Spray here, so now the Marowak's defense has been fully lowered. We can go for an extra Power Punch just for some more chip damage, and we'll get a 4 counters before we go down here. Now we come in with the Hitmonchan. Again, we're going to go for 4 counters, throw the Power Punch, and now we're going to go for 3 counters between each Power Punch here. We do actually miss a bubble on that charge move, but that's okay. It doesn't make much of a difference. Sorry. And here we get the perfect counter farm down, and they do have a Tyranitar in the back, so these close combats are going to do massive damage here. The first one does nearly 40% there. We get off the second close combat, and with one more counter that's going to take out the Tyranitar. So you see, that challenge was pretty similar to the previous one. I used Leaf Tornado to lower the attack, then I used a Hitmonchan to farm up a load of energy, switch to a Pokemon that can lower the middle Pokemon's defense, and then sweep with the Hitmonchan. And now for the final challenge, we are going to be starting off very similar, but it's going to end a little bit different. So this was probably the one that took me the longest to do, certainly the longest to find the ideal lineup for it. And with that being said, let's get into the final challenge up against Arlo now. So going into the final challenge of this video, we're going to lead with Omanyte, switch instantly into the Smeargle, and again we're just going to go straight for those Leaf Tornadoes. This time we really need to get the attack debuff on the first and second charge move, because we're not actually going to survive any longer than that. And we do get the attack debuff on both moves, so that's great. This one took me ages to do just because of how precise that needed to be. And then you will see here, we're going to throw one Icicle Spear before we can just barely switch out into the Omanyte, and then we're going to be able to farm up a lot of energy. The Bagon gets to the charge move here, and we're going to throw 2 more Mud Shots, throw the Ancient Power, and we are going to undercharge this, because if we get the boost, which we do, we can now fully undercharge this and commit to the full Mud Shot farm down. So this took me a long time to figure out the exact farm down that I needed there, but we're able to get it here. And now we are going to undercharge ever so slightly on these Rock Blasts, because in a previous attempt, when fully charging, I noticed that we were doing just a little bit too much damage. There you see the Charizard was just barely into the yellow there, so we're actually going to undercharge even more now. So we're only doing 7 swipes, and that's perfect because we have a little bit of farm for the Wall Rain, and we get the perfect farm down there. We're going to go for the Icicle Spear up against the Salamence, and these are absolutely going to chunk the Salamence, despite only being 234 CP. It's actually insane. The difference that the Powder Snow makes versus Mud Shot, which was resisted against the Charizard, is pretty crazy. We're going to throw the Icicle Spear here, and we should be able to make it to 1 more before we go down. And we do get to it, and now if this doesn't KO, we can switch into the Omanyte, but we don't need to because we can get the Powder Snow farm down. So there you have it. Those were my challenges using 250 CP Pokemon or less to take on all 3 leaders in Pokemon Go. I hope that you guys enjoyed watching this video as much as I enjoyed making it, and if you did enjoy it, then make sure you leave a like if you haven't done so already. Let me know in the comments which was your favourite challenge of these 3, maybe even do a little ranking of all 3 challenges. because I'd love to know your guys' opinions. And with that being said, thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a great rest of your day.